Connecting with viewers online is amazing. It's a way for me to share design tips and to answer some of your great questions. So great, in fact, that I wanted to share some of them with you on today's SoFlo Home Project. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra. I love sharing design advice. It's one of my passions, and connecting with all of you on some of the Instagram lives has been so great. So on today's show, I'm going to be sharing some of our top questions I've received and doing what I love most, giving design advice. Our viewers want to know, what's the best way to fold the fitted sheet neatly? How do you decorate a shelf? What size area rug should you use in the living room? And much more. But first, I'll show you how to design the trickiest room in the house, the laundry room. So the laundry room is definitely a room that can be one of the most difficult to design. And it's sometimes a room that's often left to the last of the design priorities, but it can also have some amazing style and function. So I want you guys to see a great example of a recent laundry room makeover. So this is the after. So how did we make it more functional? One, tall storage. This room has a very high ceiling, and I think when you have a higher ceiling and you need storage, maximize that by bringing your cabinets all the way up. Even if you need a step stool or a small ladder to access them, it's great for things you don't use every day, and then keep the stuff you need all the time at the lower, easier reach. So this tall cabinet is great. Why are tall cabinets great? Because it fits tall thing, like your ironing board. So this way, all of these things are not out. It fills up an awkward space. Like, this isn't a huge area, but what's happening here is that it's maximizing the few inches that's left over. Now, what is a laundry room without an area to fold your clothes? When you have two washer dryers that are not stacked, it's a great way to raise them up on a platform and keep a nice surface on top for folding and all of those chores. So here it is just a laminated countertop, flanks the side so it has that waterfall edge look, so it really looks built in. This faux stone look is great. It looks like a real marble, but because it's not a stone or an engineered stone or anything heavy, it allows for one really great thing, and what that is behind this washer dryer, all of the connections that you see are covered. It's great to have a mix of open and closed storage in a laundry room. The stuff you need all the time, you don't want to have to keep opening cabinets to use. So when it's open like this, it's easy to just grab and go. Of course, having the utility sink, if you can, is a great thing in your laundry room. And then what do you put above it? A rack to hang dry any hand-washed items. So this way, you don't have to worry about things dripping all over the floor. There's enough length there to fit a long shirt or anything long, and that can hang right over the sink and drain. Coming up on SoFlo Home Project, we show you how to fold that dreaded fitted sheet.
I'm Tat with FHIA, and a lot of homeowners decide to do their projects in phases. Last year we did the windows for this homeowner, and today we're going to finish off the installation with their sliding glass doors. We're going to take a look on today's SoFlo Home Project.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we're continuing our day of answering your design questions. So this laundry room ended up being beautiful and functional, and I think our laundry is actually ready, which brings us to the next design question, and that is how to fold the fitted sheet. This is like the mythical fold. No one always knows how to do it right. For years, out of frustration, I think a lot of us sometimes, honestly, I think this is the most common fitted sheet fold, but I'm gonna show you one that's a little bit simpler and will save a lot more room than something like this. Okay, so the first thing that you need to do is make sure it's flipped inside out. So you wanna make sure you see your seams facing out, and now the longest side is the part you hook your hands underneath into. Now you're gonna bring them close, like, and clap, right, like that. And now one side, you are going to loop around the other. And now you're gonna slide your hand through and pull the other two corners. Now you will clap again. You're gonna put your hands together like this. And one last flip. At this point, we are gonna take it to a surface, okay? Now we're gonna take this side with the most fabric, and we're just gonna start folding that in to thirds. And now we are gonna do one last fold. So now, look at how little space this takes up and easy to store in your linen closet. All right, I got a few more ideas to show you, but first let's see what Tack Renata from FHIA has for us today.
When we originally met with this homeowner, we had decided that we were going to do this project in 2 stages. We already took care of the windows for them last year, and this year for this hurricane season, they wanted to finish off the home by doing the sliding glass doors, and it's going to be an amazing transformation when everything's done. They're really going to be happy with how everything turns out. We certainly want to make sure everyone's safe while we're here in the home, so our crew's going to be safe, and we want to keep the family safe while we're here working. So the vinyl zip wall has been installed around each opening. The team's wearing gloves and masks, and obviously safety is our #1 concern. So we're going to provide great hurricane protection for the upcoming season, but we're also going to make sure the family's safe while we're here working. So I'm going to get out of the way, let the guys do their job, and I'm excited to see how everything turns out.
I had my windows done last year, and it was great. It helped me out a lot with the electric bill and everything. It brought everything down. The noise was down, and I wasn't worried about last hurricanes. And I decided that it was time. I'm having a lot of problems with my doors, opening them up, getting in and out. And I contacted these guys, which did the job on my windows, which was fantastic. And they gave me such a great financial help with it that it was time. You could always shop around, but I'm telling you, you're going to come back to them, because of the way they act and the way they are so professional in every way. I will recommend them to anybody.
We are just putting the finishing touches on this installation. The homeowners were really appreciative of the care we took to make sure that they felt safe while the installation was going on. The vinyl zip wall made a big difference. The team wore their masks, they wore gloves, and everything went really, really well. They have the hurricane protection they were looking for. The doors are so much easier to open and close. Also, they're going to love the energy efficiency that these doors are going to provide. So we kept the family safe while we were here, and now they're going to be safe for a lot of hurricane seasons to come. Back to you, Alena.
Thanks, Tat. So behind me, I have a bookcase, and I've actually emptied out a few of the shelves for you because I'm going to show you how to style it. I think that's something that could easily just dress up a home by having a well-styled bookcase or shelf. It really gives such a great designer touch, and you could all do it with things you already have in your own home. So as you're decluttering and you find some photos you want to display, or you find some objects that maybe you've collected from something special that you want to put out there, this is a great time to utilize those things and make the shelf look good as well. I like to start with books. Books always look good, and here I have some decorative ones, right? You have an opportunity to stack them vertically or horizontally. I think it's good to have both because it gives a little visual interest. Now, when you have stacks of books, you could either leave it like this, but I always like to put a small object on top. I think it makes it feel finished. I always like to incorporate frames. Notice I'm leaving a little bit of negative space. You don't want to jam everything up onto one shelf. Sometimes you're going to push some stuff back, sometimes you're going to pull things forward, just to create some depth. So, styling shelves, really simple, it's trial and error, and this could definitely occupy a lot of time, so it's a great thing to do to keep busy and also to restyle your home. Coming up next, we help you select the right size area rug for your living room.
Hi, it's Spiro from Good Brick Moving and Storage. And here's a few reasons why you should hire a professional mover rather than relying on friends and family on moving day. Professional movers are going to have the proper training and equipment to handle your move. Professional movers also have experience in loading the trucks properly, driving the truck, and of course packing and delivering the items safely. Hiring friends and family is nice, but they're not always reliable. Professional movers will also take the precautions of protecting your furniture for a safe move. But if something should happen, professional movers offer you full replacement insurance. Whether you're moving your home or business, call Star Greek for Good Greek Moving and Storage, your superhero movers.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing answering some of your great design questions today. And the next one that we're going to tackle is finding the right size area rug for your living room. I think that is something people always ask, like, how do I know what size to put? Does the furniture go on the rug? Does it go off the rug? There's so many questions. So I've broken it down into 3 simple ways that you could set up your room. Now, the first tip before I jump into the ways is look at the size of your sofa, look at the chairs and the other things you're bringing in. Once you have those set, then measure around that to figure out which type of rug size will work. We do that with blue tape and a tape measure. So once you've positioned your furniture, measure it out to some standard rug sizes that you find. If you're debating between going for an 8x10 rug versus a 9x12, measure them both out, and then when you find the one you like, you could tape both. I do this with clients all the time. It's really, really helpful to be able to visualize that. So some standard sizes, you've got the 6x9, which is a smaller size for a living room, but in small apartments, that could definitely work. 8x10, 8x11, or a very popular size. Most non-custom rugs go up to 9x12 or even 10x14. All right, so 3 ways to set up your living room with an area rug. First option is all legs on, meaning all legs of the furniture are on the rug. So this is if you are using a large size area rug. The chairs that are set there and the sofa will fully be sitting on the area rug. The next option, which I think is the most popular, because again, you might not have the perfect size rug for your room, but you could still make it work with this option, and that's front legs on. So actually where I'm sitting right here, the sofa's front legs are on the rug, but the back legs are not. And it's the same thing for the chairs. As rug sizes increase, so does the price. And sometimes there's a big jump from your standard 8x10 to the next size. So if you can make the smaller size work by putting front legs of the sofa on, front legs of the chair on, and creating your room, that is one of my favorite options. And then the last option is really all legs off. Now this one, it should maybe be your last choice, because I think then the rug tends to look a little bit more like an island in the room as opposed to being anchored to the furniture. It's nice to be able to connect your furniture to the rug. But sometimes this works great in small spaces, so I don't want to count it out as an option. But if you have a smaller rug, or maybe the only one you could find that you like comes in a smaller size, then you want to keep maybe all legs off and just kind of bring it close to the perimeter so it still creates a nice frame in the room. So there's so many different types of area rugs to choose. A lot of the animal prints are still a really fun look sometimes, so still popular, especially this antelope look, which is a very chic and stylish look. The hide rugs are very, very popular. We used one of these recently in a makeover episode. Not only are they high style and a great look, but if you spill anything on this, the water just beads up and you could dab it with the cloth. So if you are worried about a lot of spills, hide rugs, again, high on style, low on maintenance. Other options, of course, this has a little bit more of a viscose and silk, but is a beautiful look, especially for maybe a master bedroom. When you're choosing your rug for a living room or a family room, more high traffic areas, don't put a rug that's gonna be something that's gonna easily stain and not be as easy to clean if you have young children or if you have a lot of guests or high traffic in that area. Choose something that's durable. An option that I love is indoor-outdoor rugs for main living areas. There's so many beautiful options in the indoor-outdoor rugs with patterns and prints, and they don't even feel like they belong outdoors. But the beauty of those is it's easy to clean if you have any spills or mess. And again, they're usually at a lesser price point, so it's a great option for that family room. Next on SoFlo Home Project, we have some great tabletop decoration ideas. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we're continuing answering questions and showing some of viewers' favorite things from some of our Instagram lives. This was from our very first SoFlo Home Project Instagram Live, and I showed my favorite way to display cookies on a kitchen countertop. And as a designer, it's also something that I use when we're staging kitchens for photo shoots. So we are going to stack sandwich cookies in a cookie jar, and I'm telling you, it adds such style to your kitchen, and sometimes it even helps from snacking because they just look so pretty. Okay, so what do you need to start? For this size jar, typically 2 packs of cookies like this will work. So what you're gonna do to start is you're gonna line the perimeter of the jar with 1 row of cookies, so 1 layer. Now when you stack the second row, you're just gonna repeat this pattern. You are gonna offset, I don't know if you could see here, you're offsetting it. Just to keep in mind, I like to do this with any sandwich cookie. So, you know, whatever is your favorite flavor, these work really nice. And you can get a little creative. You could do all 1 flavor, 1 color, or alternate. All right, so this looks really pretty. Now you have this, and it's like, where are you gonna eat from, right? You don't wanna mess it up. In the open part of the center is where you put the cookies that are cracked, the ones that don't look that good for the outside, and those are the ones you eat. So I think this looks great. I hope you guys can try it in your own home. Trust me, people love the stacked cookie jar look. It is definitely a showstopper in your kitchen, and I think you'll love it too. So now I want to show you ways to style your house with things you might already have lying around. So let's go do that. So I wanted to show you guys another thing that I tend to get a lot of viewer questions about, and that is how to style the coffee table. We show so many beautiful coffee tables when we do our designer home tours, and from our Instagram lives, I got to show you a lot of my favorite ways, but here I want to break down some easy and simple tips. I always love to have some sort of floral element on a coffee table. I like the element of the flowers to be lower. You want some height variation, but you don't want it to be so high that when you're sitting here, it's in your view, or it's something that could easily be knocked over by young children or yourself. And one of my favorite flowers to do that with is the hydrangea. Why? Because it's nice and full, it really fills up the jar, and I like to cut them low so it almost is set right on top. So my second favorite thing for styling the table is coffee table books. Now they call them that for a reason because they look so good on the coffee table. And it's a great way to infuse your personality, your interests, your hobbies, and a little pop of color as well. Some people like just 1 prominent book on display, and if that's larger, that's a great look. I think it's nice to do 2 to 3 to maybe even 4 books, depending on how thin or thick they are. However, I don't like to leave a book stack just plain. It's a great opportunity to bring in 1 more accessory. So something like this, like a nice flat object. Magnifying glasses look cool. There's a lot of fun things. This key, you could put that right on top, or an object like a candle, which also looks great. Every coffee table needs a candle. It's another element that's, again, simple to add in, inexpensive, something you probably already have at home. All right, so this is one way, but perhaps you might have a large ottoman as your coffee table, or you want a way to kind of contain a little bit of clutter and remotes and everything else, coasters. I've got another way. The tray is the second most important thing that you could use to style a coffee table. I got the magazines in here. I even stacked some books. And again, the tip is on top of the books or magazines, a small object. So this way we've got a complete area. It easily lifts off if you want to have a nice clear table. You could also even fill it with games. How about this? Look at this. It's a coffee table book with board games inside. So whatever you want to put in here, a tray is a great way to contain the clutter. And now let's see what Hunter Frankie from SoFlo Health has for us tomorrow. Hey Hunter, what's going on?
Hey there, Alena. I just had my hair cut, and you can see it this week on SoFlo Health. It's so exciting, so relieving, and I feel like $1,000,000 like so many people out there can now that places like Junior and Hatter here are opening back up. Plus, Morgan has some stretches for us that are easy to do at home to help undo some of this stress from quarantine. Dr. Claudia Caprio talks about boundaries, whether it's people coming into your home now during the pandemic, or inviting you out and you just feel the pressure to need to go, but you're not ready yet. There's so much more. Make sure you watch us tomorrow, 12:30, right here on Local 10 for SoFlo Health.
Thanks, Hunter. We'll be watching. And to our viewers at home, I hope that you enjoyed today's show. I love answering your design dilemmas. It is so much fun to be able to help people style their home and make it a more beautiful place to enjoy. And reach out to us on Instagram at SoFlo Home Project. We are listening to your questions. I'm here to help you with all the design dilemmas week after week. So please keep them coming. And remember, there's no place like home. SoFlo Home Project. If you missed any part of this makeover, or if you're looking for more design inspiration, make sure to check out all episodes online at SoFloHomeProject.com. You can also submit your design disasters, and you never know, we could be knocking on your door to help. And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Next week on SoFlo Home Project, we have expert advice on how to select the right flooring and countertop options for your home.